The theme for the Experience Conference 2024. You want to guess it, faculty? You know to go church by tram. Let's see the Experience Concert. What be the theme? You see the Experience Concert? The theme is Jesus, and simply that. And all the answers you seek in life is hidden in that theme. That's right. And it's happening from the 6th of October to the 13th of October at the Destiny Arena. The interview is over. Thank you so much. Doc.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Giovani.
So why were you going back?
It's so good to see you. You know, when I look at you, I mean, the energy here, it over me. Seriously, the energy over me.
You enter the studio and suddenly say, no, I beg, take me back.
It's like the energy here. It's like I for chop some watching before I get.
No, because I know you might be fasting. So I say, no, make no can give you some lukewarm,
some dull moments.
No. We for make people not say, actually, we mean business. And you still work out everything. You're looking at. Do you know one of the most Google things about your name currently?
No.
How old is Dr.
Are you kidding me?
I kid you not.
No,
when you go to Google
right
now, the first two things that pop up after your name is how old.
That's not true.
I kid you not. No, for real. See, how old
is that true?
Yeah. And I'm sure.
I don't believe you.
Oh no. This one here for real.
On this
is me being serious. No, I'm sure you are tired.
Tell them that I'm old. But pretty old.
But you can't blame them. I mean, I've known you for at least 10 years.
Yes, now. And I'm still the same.
Your facial recognition for your phone still works.
I change not. I change not. I'm like the Lord. I change not.
That's serious.
Yeah, I mean, I get that with my mates from even primary school and all of that. When they see me, they can recognize me and say that, but you haven't changed. And I'm wondering, okay.
You're one of the few people on earth walking like a throwback picture.
I will agree.
Yes.
I think I will agree.
Apart from Jesus, the grace of God, wifey, family, what else is keeping you this young?
My mind is at rest. I think that what really keeps a human being younger is you loving yourself. You have to love yourself to gym.
Okay.
You have to love yourself to exercise. You have to love yourself to eat right. You have to love yourself to surround yourself with people that will bring you the positive energy that you require to do right and well. And when it's like that, you don't think badly about people. You wish people well. So you don't keep people hostage in your heart. A lot of people have built cages and prisons with their heart, and they've locked people in there. And they fail to realize that the age of the people is reflecting in your age because they are locked up in your heart as well. So just as you said, apart from Jesus, I love myself. I love me. I love Michael Kojo Boadi Nyamekye.
I love that.
And I love me so much so that I'll work out every day. I'll gym
and still command our morning.
Right after command your morning, that's where I go. I go to the gym, hit the gym for like 2 hours, get back, and start putting my things together, writing, putting my notes together to go and teach. I still lecture, so I have to.
You still at UPSA?
I still at UPSA, senior lecturer at the University of Professional Studies graduate school. So I do all of that, put everything together. It's a composite for me, and so not only do I command my morning, I work out, I put my things together, then I start rolling out the day, and because of that, my time and energy is properly managed. Because one of the things that I keep saying to people is that traditionally we have been told about time management. And people are very heavy or big on that. Everybody said, how do you manage your time and all of that? By the way, some of your lectures were my friends.
I don't want to talk about that.
I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that.
George, if you are listening, it's not me that brought it up.
George and Raphael and all of that. They are my guys from the. So
they mentioned
to you.
Your early days as a young doctor.
When I was my early PhD days.
Thank you.
And but I keep saying to people that it's not just about your time, because time is the only commodity you can't have extra. It means that you have it fixed. 24 hours is 24 hours. We won't say that because you are tall, we'll give you 24.5, or because you're short, we'll give you 30. It's 24 hours. And so it is how you spend your energy, not your time, because time is constant.
Okay.
It is the energy. The energy you put in, how you distribute your energy around the time parameters that you have, such that you're able to probably adopt the 888 rule, whatever rule that you use for your life.
Which one do you use?
I use a combination depending on whether it's a weekend or a weekday, but I can do an 888.
I want to understand your routine, so that because anyone who is listening and would want to consider that formula as well, how you navigate through your very busy, hectic schedule. And you're also a man of everybody. I mean, your members all have your numbers.
Everybody has my number. Can you imagine
so
that?
How do you even balance
everybody
that?
has my, and everybody calls me. Everybody.
Yeah.
Personally, I believe that with your phone, nobody can force you to answer a call, and so you have to set the ground rules. Like the gentleman I came here with called me yesterday at 10. I told him, why are you calling me at 10? Call me in the morning. Is somebody going to die right now? Nobody is dying. You want to discuss something. Is it really necessary to discuss it after 10? Can we do anything? So I try to also put everything around me in check. So all the people around me, they know that these things don't fly with him. These things will fly. Some of them will check your temperature before they bring a conversation.
Exactly.
Because you are handling so many things. And like I said, I spend my energy well. I will not put my energy in something that doesn't bespeak of productivity. If it does not, I'm not for it. I won't go for it.
Wow. Doc, I mean, I know we're here to talk about the Experience Conference. We'll get into that. But yeah, you're a man of many parts. I mean, I'm not even talking about your businessman side. I'm not talking about you helping employ a lot of these young people as well. You being one who is constantly reminding us as young people to grab opportunities now that we have our strength, and also telling people that it's never too late for you to chase those dreams. And you live that example as well for them to see. You're also one of the few men of God who will tell people that, hey, I beg, this ministry are not in for money. So it's of collection. Because education-wise, you are doing your part, and you're still combining that with all that you do. So, I mean, we respect you. We honor you, and we are happy that you're here in our studios in person.
Honored
I don't
and
see
humble.
anybody, guys.
I mean, this place is nice. I mean, it's cool, man.
Thank you.
It's cool. That's why you have been chilling without me.
I come here and I don't complain. You can say, I said, okay, Giovani, don't do that. All right, let's. So on the 6th of October,
yes, sir.
Finally, the Experience Conference is here.
Sir.
Tell us more, sir.
Experience Conference is a conference put together to bring renewal, revival, redirection to people, and to give the wearied rest. It's been done for about 9 times right now, and this is the 9th time.
Wow.
This is the 9th or the 10th. This is the 9th time that we are holding.
Next day we're going on 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary of Experience, and we've hosted almost everybody that could be hosted. Brought in everybody that should be brought in musically, word or doctrine. And last year was beautiful because we brought the fathers, some of the fathers of the land. It was started by Dr. Mensah Utapio, was ended by Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. In between, we had Reverend Steve Benson, Reverend Mama Makwe, Reverend Ampia Kofi, Bishop Franco Fosuapia, Archbishop Ajinasari, all of them coming through last year to be a blessing to everybody. This year, from the 6th to the 13th, we are having Pastor Jonathan Miller, Pastor Diony Bias, and then Reverend Istud Anaba. During the week, it's going to start at 6:30 and end at 9:30, 3 hours.
Okay.
Then you get home. Weekends, which is the Saturday and the Sunday, will be 8 a.m. each day. Okay. 8 a.m. we start. We close on time.
Okay.
We won't drag because it's a week-long program, and so we want to make sure that everybody is well taken care of. So that's basically Experience, a place of revival, a place of redirection, renewal, spiritual redirection of the people, and of course an opportunity or an avenue to also pray and worship. So it's praise, prayer, worship, and word. Praise, prayer, worship, word.
That's right.
And so that's what we are going to do.
What has been your success story over the years? What keeps you going every year for the Experience Conference?
The testimonials that come after, the joy that the people have, the renewed sense of hope, the people coming back to say that last year, this experience blessed me. This experience was enlightening for me. I think that it's priceless as a pastor to hear that you put together a program, and the program was a blessing to as many people as possible. And so if you ask me, that's been my motivator. That's given me the impetus to keep moving forward.
How did this idea come about?
Experience?
Yes.
Just thinking that, throughout the year, what can we do? We go to church regular, we pray regular, we do all of that, but can we set aside a week whereby there will be extraordinary activities to bring the people of God together, irrespective of their denominations or creed, but to bring them together for all of us to lift up our voices in prayer, in worship, and also hear something divine, something specific from the throne room of grace, that God will throw in a word for all of us, and we all hear him speak in ways that are unimaginable. So that happens to be the main thing that keep pushing us.
I love that. And for those of you asking, again, it's confirmed, is the 6th of October
to the
13th of October,
yes,
6:30 p.m. on weekdays, 8 a.m. on weekends. It's just a 1 week.
1 week, Sunday to Sunday.
You missed this year unless we see you on the
2025.
Okay, so make sure you are part of this. Wouldn't cost you anything but a willing heart and a prepared heart for miracles. Come with expectations.
Exactly.
And come, let's meet at the name of
Destiny Arena.
Okay,
the Destiny Arena.
That is a whole question on its own.
Really?
It's like a 5,000 seater.
Yes, sir.
Hey, in a record time.
How?
All we saw was a whole unveiling, and
because
less than a year.
Because you were not looking.
I wasn't in Ghana.
No, because you were not looking.
What?
Because construction itself takes time, but you weren't looking. Joe was too busy looking at so many other things, chasing other dreams.
And shouting dates, right?
Exactly.
No, but I am impressed. I remember having this conversation with Joe Metal.
Joe?
He said, oh, Charlie, Giovani, that you foresee the place. Giovani foresee the place. I said, oh, wait. He said, hey, I beg you. And they can't call Papa.
Joe, they do some PR for them.
Yeah, he has been doing it since, I'm sure.
Make you no mind that. Maybe you'll bring me the rich card later, but Joe will bring me the rich card later. But
he said, Giovani, if I can't see the place, where territories are taken, destinies are fulfilled, and miracles happen daily.
On a daily basis.
So if on a regular day miracles they happen daily, then the experience itself there, you are the miracle. I love that. So we can't wait to see you all on the 6th of October. But I've been meaning to ask this question.
Okay.
So, Doc, were you invited to see the former president? Were you part of the ministers, the clergy who were invited to see former president?
When was that?
That happened yesterday? Yesterday, right? It happened yesterday.
I have no idea.
Okay.
You know,
when I shared the flyer, someone asked, "Oh, was he invited? He didn't see you there."
Yeah, I didn't even know such a thing had happened because I'm an academic.
That's right.
I was in school, so maybe even if they were going to invite me, just as you said it happened yesterday. It's not a future event.
No. Yesterday.
It happened already.
Yeah, it happened yesterday.
Nobody invited me.
Would you have gone if you were invited?
Oh, of course. I honor my elders.
That's right.
And I respect leadership. And at any point that I'm called upon, if Giovani will invite me for me to show up, who hasn't been a president yet.
I like that. When it comes to politics,
yes, sir.
Where does the church stand? The politics, the way we know it here in Ghana.
Let me say this. We try to decouple the church from leadership and governance over the period. That's what we've tried to do. And I believe that that is a very erroneous position to take. The reason why I'll go on that route is because we've tried to, I mean, we are not the first people to start going into such a conversation. If you've read before the work, and because of course you came to do your master's in our school.
Yes.
And so I am expecting that you read quite a number of books.
That's right.
I'll check with your supervisors how you reviewed your literature.
It's too late.
It's too late now, yeah. But if you look at Niccolo Machiavelli's work, the book that he did called The Prince, find time and read The Prince. And in his work, when they were trying to decouple the state from the church and some of the things that do come. What I mean is that the church is a microcosm of the larger population.
That's right.
And everybody, politicians, business people, students, everybody, they all come together to form the church. Should the church be detached from governance, leadership, and politics? I don't think so. I think the church should get involved in leadership, because whatever happens in a nation, all of you are involved. Sure. And so if you give the nation to the wrong captain, you are all going to get shipwrecked. And so it will be just right, or as they will say, it will be apropos for somebody to guide them right. And so the church, the position of the church, of course, I'm not the Christian Council, right. And I don't represent their views, but I'm coming from a very academic perspective. That with what happens within these spaces, people who are the clerics should not shy away from leadership or commenting or directing or giving their inputs where necessary to be able to move the nations of our world forward. In the case of Ghana, we need our people, our clerics, whether you look at it from the Islamic perspective, the imams, the sheikhs, you look at Christians from the archbishops to the bishops to the ordinary pastors, everything. It should be an amalgamation of efforts. And so we are supposed to show the way, lead the way, tell the way, direct the way, rebuke when people are in error, and whip them back into line. That's what we are supposed to do. That should be the position of the church if we want progress.
All right. And Giovani, please, my man is a politician too, so please don't ask him plenty. Aren't we all politicians? There's nothing wrong with politics. It's just
but I don't understand the question.
No, it's not even a question. He just sent a message that, my man is a politician. So
what does it mean?
He said you are a politician.
How
too,
is
so
that?
I shouldn't ask.
How is that?
I don't know. Please clarify.
Let him clarify.
It says, yes, I saw him. I saw him in church with I was in church with Dr. Baumia. Dr. Baumia was in your church.
When was that?
Okay, I don't have the full details. Hey, please make your message clearer. It says, please. Very important. In fact, Giovani, please ask him which portfolio he would want to take if he's given the opportunity to contribute to national development. Oh, wow.
I think if any government, whether it is an MPP or an NDC government, if they want me to help, I would rather want to look at entrepreneurial development in this nation, how to probably all strategic business units.
That's right.
You really.
That's your field. That's something you've done.
Something that I've done. Something I teach. Something I'm passionate about. And so, if I'm called upon to serve in any capacity as a citizen, I think that is an area of interest.
Why do you see a lot of people was scared to venture into spaces like the entrepreneurship, and sometimes they come with all the noise, so super loud, social media,
they feel loud. Yeah. Well, most of it boils down to planning. Business itself and all of that, it is a substratum, the foundations that you give it. It is not so much the flamboyance of the building you put on it. So you can make all the noise about it. If the foundation is weak, it will fail you. And so most of the people make a lot of noise with a business, but they don't have the proper structures. They don't have the proper form, and yet they want to function, and that will lead to anarchy. Again, you can also talk about, say, cost of funds or cost of capital.
That's right.
And it's high, so most people will even have the enthusiasm to start businesses, but you don't have the wherewithal to be able to carry it forward, and that can also be a challenge for businesses. Yes.
Well, Giovani, I can't wait to see you at the Experience Conference yourself.
Giovani is coming. He's growing, so he has to come.
I am coming, my brother. Jonas, thank you for that. I'm coming. And also from Joel Aidan SL says, this is what I've been waiting for. We can't wait for the Experience.
Thank
all right,
you.
Definitely. Make sure you're not coming alone as well. It would be nice to, take your colleagues, you're all done with work. If you can go together to the club, go have other fun.
Thank you.
This is the best gift you can give them.
Hallelujah.
So please look sharp. I've got some other questions here outside church. And
that's
business.
fine.
Says, would you bleak our character? Would you love to have a cup of coffee with? And why?
That's tricky because I have a couple of favorites.
Bring them all to the table.
I think I would like to talk to Solomon over a cup of coffee. Talk to Solomon because of his appreciation of life. Solomon, in his youthful days when he was very bubbly like Giovani, wrote songs of Solomon to talk about love.
Yeah, true.
And in his midlife, he wrote Proverbs to just try to find meaning, make sense out of every nonsense he's been through. At the twilight of his life, when he was about to exit, he wrote Ecclesiastes and said all is vanity. I would like to speak to him and ask him to help me tiptoe through life. Put me on a rollerboard and run me through life.
In abundance. I mean, all this.
I would like to talk to him.
The women.
I would like to talk to him.
Yeah.
I would like to talk
Give
to
him
him.
a very firm handshake.
I would like to talk to him. I would like to just sit over a cup of coffee with him and ask him, Solo, what's up?
All right. So we have another one here. What's one thing you've done that most people wouldn't expect from you? Yeah. So
One
people
thing I've done.
they probably go like, "Hey, Osofo, I didn't know you."
Oh.
For me, I think it's the gym and the way you show it on social media.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm also very passionate about football. You know that. I play football once every week. Once every week. So, but one thing I'm just trying, because I've done so many things in my life. I'm just trying to comb my head through. But maybe of course, I think I would just defer to what you just said. When people meet me at the gym, they get very surprised. Yeah. Because they don't expect you to be hitting the gym like that.
Public gym too, so normal. They think I'm easy.
It should be normal. I think our normalcy makes. If you are a normal human being, you should live as a normal human being, and allow your simplicity to be your trademark.
That's right.
For me, I think my greatest gift is working in simplicity.
I love that.
I love it.
All right. If your phone could have one app to help out with your ministry, your life, balance, everything, what app would that be, apart from the Bible?
Keynote.
The Keynote. To write your thoughts and plan your life.
Yes, sir.
It's like your favorite thing.
Keynote.
Which time of the day are you most creative or most... Yeah.
I think my mind works 24 hours. I'm always thinking. I'm always on the overdrive. But normally I would say in the wee hours of the night.
When all is calm.
When all is calm. When everything is quiet. And I get some jazz playing quietly, as in playing softly behind. Say the background is a jazz, something, no words, just just to jazz me up.
Dr. Michael Boadi
My name
Nyamekye.
is Michael Boadi Nyamekye.
What events about your life or in your life transformed you forever? What event? Single event? Either your perception
The
about
death
life
of my mother.
changed everything for you.
The death of my mother. I was young. I was first year in the university. And when my mom passed, my mom could do anything and everything for me. So when my mom passed, I didn't know where I was going to run to when I needed anything. And I'm saying it changed me because that was the time I realized that it should be all God or nothing, because mom is not there to help me. People see me quite introverted. I don't go to public spaces. I'm normally alone, quiet, because I got to a place in my life that I realized that if I go out there and I cause any havoc or I spoil something that belongs to somebody, who is going to even pay for it for me? And that made me quite introverted and just started minding my business. And I realized that it has to only be God. Mom is not there. It can only be God. So yes, the death of my mother really brought me to my knees. It brought me to the place where I knew that where I have gotten to, see that I get the help of God, or I just fizzle out like any other person.
I guess one of those experiences that they never go away. It's forever.
My dad's passing also affected me, but I think that by that time my dad passed away 2 years ago.
Sorry.
And I should say that when my dad passed, it was also traumatizing because my dad later on became my best buddy. He would talk to me about everything. And I'll let him do some of the things that I wanted to do for me, even when I'm away. But at that time, I was a bit matured, so I could handle it even much better than I handled that of my mom. And of course, with my mom, when I remember my mom, it comes with a lot of pain in that regard, because I was in school. I was never able to even buy a cup of water or a bottle of water for my mother, because I was a young boy in the university, and so my mom didn't see anything I became. My dad did. He passed 2 years ago, but my mom, with all her labor and efforts, never saw anything like that. And there are people that are listening to us right now. They also have very sad stories like that. But I should say that you have to get to the place where you know that if they are looking at you as somebody who say beyond the rivers, they should look at you and say, my boy is doing well. Wow. My girl is doing well. So whatever you're doing, also think about them and say that, okay, if they can see me, I want to make them proud. Wow. Let me do things that will make mom proud, make dad proud. Let me be there for my siblings. Let me be there for people that are close to me and close to them. And extend the courtesies to the people around them.
Profound. You also train pilots?
Yeah, I did a PPL years ago. So yes, I have a PPL as a private pilot license. I don't fly commercial planes.
Also,
yes, sir.
You are the closest I am to Terminal 3 right now. So what are we waiting
not
for?
Really.
It says not really.
When you buy your private jet, I can fly you. Now that you are date rushing.
No, but this is big. It's huge.
I try to upgrade. I try to be a better version of myself every day. If I see a course that I have to run, I'll go back and do it. Let me share something with you that I have not shared with people.
Anybody. Not even on your radio shows?
Not even with church. You know that this year, maybe he doesn't know, so he doesn't.
Your peer.
This year, I graduated this year again from GIMPA with an HR. You know that?
This year?
This year. Yeah, this year.
Oh, now you want to employ your own people and manage your own organization.
Human resource management. And, not really. I think that, okay, so what do you use your brain cells for? Apart from listening to music and having fun.
And snoring and having fun.
So why don't you stretch it? That's my motivation. Why don't you stretch it? I want to learn other things that are not normal to me. I want to now start learning other things, and maybe mid next year I'll come back to your show and tell you something that I've done.
An upgrade on the upgrade. On the upgrade.
Exactly, sir.
Dog. You're being selfish right now.
I'm trying to motivate you and everybody else.
This motivation, you enter my skin well.
Why?
You enter. Right now, we are now trying to find comments to separate your titles. Now you're adding more titles.
No,
we'll just leave it with a blank.
Yeah, I don't want a title actually. I want you to call me Michael Boadi Nyamekye.
Yes.
Not a pastor, not a prophet, not a teacher, nothing. Just
real estate guru.
Oh, please.
Wow.
Yes,
You're
sir.
a man of many parts, and I know it's not cheap to train a pilot.
But
and for you to do that casually, make it sound
it's
so
not casual.
You made it sound so
No.
Giovani.
That's about 2014 thereabout. But it's not casual. It's never casual. Everything that I do is deliberate, it's intentional. I live a life of intentionalism. If you see me slap somebody right now, it means I plan to slap the person a year ago.
What? It's not accidental.
Oh no, I'm not. Ask them, I don't react. You never get me to react. There is nothing that somebody can do that will provoke me into a reaction. You can't. Because in the calendar of my life, in the organized structure of my day, you aren't a part of it. So if I want to factor you in, I have to plan you for a future event.
What's the most difficult or challenging part of your job? And I'm saying your job as a pastor, man of God, not as a lecturer. As a lecturer, I know when they are calling for demo, I don't see you in the...
No.
You don't go on strike when they are going on strike, so
No.
let's leave that part. But even that part, there's a whole story on its own.
Yes, sir.
You don't join them for strike actions?
I joined them in spirit. No, but I'm a member of UTAG.
Yes, exactly.
And so if UTAG takes a position, it's my position.
Okay.
I might differ in some aspects of it, but once it's a group position, I cannot detach.
Yes, makes a lot of sense.
I'm a member of UTAG.
That's right. So now, as a pastor, the most challenging part of your role as the lead pastor of the Makers.
Well, I don't think that's the most challenging part of my life.
No, so I'm asking, what is the most challenging part of that role?
As a pastor?
Yes, please.
Having to watch people grow. I think that's the most difficult thing.
Watch people?
Watch people grow.
Okay.
For instance, Giovani comes around you and he beats people. And you've taught that you have to exercise patience,
love
people and all of that. And Giovani is still struggling with it. As a pastor, are you going to say because you don't listen and because you are not changing as quickly as I want, I don't want to have anything to do with you? No. So the pastor's job is quite difficult because even when people are in debt, you still have to give them a warm embrace.
And it's not like you don't know. You know.
You know that people are having issues and they are struggling. But if God has not, to me, every sinner has a righteous future. And every righteous man has a sinful past. And if God hasn't given up on somebody, I don't think I should. If God is fed up with them, God will kill them. If God has not killed them and allowed them to be in your space, could you please love them and encourage them? and see that we are all works in progress. Everybody. Nobody is a finished article yet. Giovani is a work in progress. Boadi Nyamekye is a work in progress. Frank is a work in progress. All the people I met, Black Rasta. Everybody is a work in progress. And so we are all susceptible to errors and mistakes, and we are all fallible. We have not crossed that threshold where we can ascribe infallibility to ourselves. We are not there yet. And just allowing people to grow and watch them grow sometimes is difficult, because you wish you could hasten the pace of the event, but you have to allow. Some people are slow learners and all of that.
I love that. Embracing the diversity. I love that. One lesson in business every Christian should know. That's my next question. But let me just remind our listeners, we're talking the Experience Conference 2024 is happening from the 6th of October to the 13th of October at the Makers House Chapel International Headquarters, Destiny Arena. Well, when you get there, even if you find your destiny, magnifying glass will help you again. All right, so make sure you're there, and we are having a conversation with a consummate marketing expert himself. He's a trained pilot, he's a preacher, a teacher, a lecturer, Christian leader, a founder, businessman, and above all, he's got a strong academic background with several degrees past thermometer, including a Bachelor of Management Studies, MBA, MPhil in Marketing, PhD in Business Administration, PhD in Marketing, and he's been active in pastoral duties for nearly 3 decades. He started from uni. Yeah, more than, because he started from university. In fact, way before. Thank you. And his experience, he's an institution, even though he doesn't like to be called as such. But yes, his weekly radio broadcast reaches millions with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Dr. Michael Boadi Nyamekye is our guest on the show, the 3FM Drive. And it wouldn't cost you anything, no money to come for the experience. It's very free. So those of you asking,
even if you don't have money for
offering,
you can
just come,
because
okay,
it's not an event that is being put together for money. So
says Giovani, last year I joined in traffic heading to the church because the traffic on that route I had to join virtually. So I hope this time there
are other routes.
Okay,
so
all right. And that route too is I think the route has been fixed now. So
no, it's still the same, but there are other routes.
The last time I was there was...
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah, so much better now. So please make sure you're there. And you can actually go onto their socials for the whole lineup of what you should expect. And no, it's not just going to be the word of God throughout, even though that's not a bad thing. We are having a very fair blend.
Yeah.
Yes. So praise, prayers, the word, and miracles.
And there are prophetic ministries.
That's right.
In there.
Any confirmed musicians we know?
Quite a number of them. I of course, Ike Nano is there. Ife Grace is there. Lodina De Soprano is there. We have MOG. We have Luigi McLean. We have Team Eternity. We have Daughters of Glorious Jesus. In fact, there are quite a number of them. Destiny Songs, Johnny Haig. We are having Che. I mean,
quite a number of them. So please make sure
Kofi
you make.
Kofi Kakari, Pastor Isaiah Ofusukwache, they are all coming.
Giovani, why Jesus? No, that question I beg. Make I take go. Make I take go the right.
Why the theme Jesus?
Yeah, the theme Jesus. Okay.
I don't know the philosophy or the rationale behind the question. If it is coming from a Gnostic point of view, or it's coming from a purely doctrinal or theological perspective, but if is asking just in simple terms, Jesus because he is the capsule that takes care of every other thing. Jesus because he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Jesus because he's the healer, he's the way, he's the way maker, the head lifter, the covenant keeper. Jesus because he's the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. Jesus because he is is water when you are thirsty. He's bread when you are hungry. He is everything. There in him we move, live, and have our being. And I believe that if we have themed it, say atmosphere of miracles, or places for comfort, or highway to heaven, or underground to whatever it is, all those things can be bundled together and taken as a capsule. That's Jesus, and
I love that.
And you'll have everything. With him, you have everything.
I love that. So there's this TikTok video I watched. Everyone says the answer is Jesus, but did you get the question?
I've not seen it.
That's what someone's like, did you get the question? So I get like, the question is probably life, everything, the world. No?
Well, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Life itself will throw you questions that existentially you might find it difficult to answer. But because everything in him, all things consist, it means that all the questions and answers are in him.
That's right.
If he's the beginning and the end, the first and the last, it means that before a question he was, and after a question he will be, because he will be the answer to the question that you asked. Right. So he began the beginning before the beginning began. And because of that, you can just reach back and say that if there is any question, because he began it, he will have the right answers for you. And so, you can say existential questions that are asked by men are only answered by Jesus.
Wonderful. Let me read another message here. Charles Senya says, Giovani, great conversation you're having with Doc. I met him through one of my customer visits back in 2015, and I must say he's one humble man of God. Very respectful as well. We thank God for what he's using him to do in our lifetime. Amen. And this one says, Giovani, is the interview on? I saw the fly earlier. Yes, it is on. Senam sends that. Says, please tell Doc Boadi Nyamekye that was a student in UPSA 2018, his first batch of MBA marketing students.
Okay.
Wow.
2018
Yeah.
Will not be my first batch.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 2018 should be second.
Wow. Okay. So I always enjoyed his classes. It's a blend of everything song. The man is fun, Papa. Okay. Nice one.
I'm happy. What's the name of
Senam?
Senam.
Yes, please.
Okay. Senam, thank you.
Yes.
I'm glad. But it means that after 2018, he or she has never looked for me before again. So
Senam
for
is
6 years.
Senam woman at one of the multinational companies. So Senam, please look for your.
Senam, you show me what.
Look for your.
You say my child now. Only show me send you Senam. Make you not do that.
So please look for him. All right. And to the question about business.
Yes,
what should every Christian or anyone at all know about business from you, the man of God's point of view?
That business requires effort. Business requires empathy. And business requires time. Give it your time and give it time. Give it your time, but give it time. It means that the law of reciprocity when it comes to business still works, but it takes a longer period of time before you see results. And so if you live in the realm of abracadabra, you're not going to see business do well, because every great business will go through turbulence, will go through dark days and times that you feel like throwing in the towel. But you should come to the place where you tell yourself, you know what, this is my passion, this is my dream. I'm going to see to its fruition. I'm going to ensure that I birth this. And of course I can talk about consistency, perseverance and all of that, but I think the most important thing is I give it your time and give it time. So invest your time into it. Don't start a business and leave, say, your shop and go and gossip with friends. Give it your time. Don't start something and tell your shop attendant, oh, go and open the shop at 6 and you get there at 11 because you are the madam. Give it your time. Because if you don't give it your time in the time that you need your business, the business won't be there. So give it your time and give it time. It means be patient with it.
If you could witness any miracle from the Bible in real life, which one would that be and why? Any of the miracles at all?
If I could witness any of the miracles
in real life?
In real life. But because I like food.
Loaf of bread? 5 fishes.
I'll talk about the feeding of the 5,000. I like to be there to just enjoy the multiplied food, or just say that.
Okay.
Maybe see the manna fall, and eat heaven's bread. Yeah. Because I like food, I'll go on the road.
Giovani, this is the first time I'm listening to your show. Doc seems to be such a cool guy. You should see him. Follow him on social media. Don't be the only stranger in Jerusalem. See, his life is there. You see him in real life. And your guy SMBL, you fall in love with his personality. So Nanayo, check that out. But the question continues. Please ask him. I'm here having a conversation with a colleague about whether alcohol is right for a Christian or not. I would love to hear his take.
Your system itself has a bit of it, although it will be named differently. So to go on that route, whether it is evil or not, if you go to most of the multinational or international restaurants, in their cuisines, you'll find that they might use, say, wine and all of that. And so I think we can't paint, because even though you are thinking it is sin to take alcohol, you probably have taken it unknowingly.
True.
So did you sin on the blind side of God or on your own blind side? As a Christian, or as Christians, one of the things that we are entreated to do is to stay vigilant. And I know that most people, when they take alcohol, they lose their vigilance. Again, in the book of Proverbs, alcohol is not supposed to be given to a king. The king shouldn't take alcohol. And the reason was that, what if they were judges? So what if something had come before you for adjudication, and then you were drunk, and so you couldn't give a timely adjudication of the event? What happens? Again, it was the priest. The priest too wasn't supposed to take it. If you read 1 Timothy chapter number 3, when he was given the criteria for that of a bishop or a servant in the house of God, he said, which you are as a Christian as well. He says that he who desires the office of a bishop desires a good thing, but he should make sure that he's a husband of one wife, and he is not given to alcohol. And so the Bible is replete with stories like that. Some people say that, okay, drink it, but don't get drunk. And I know all those narrations that go on. But I think that you should be mindful. Whatever you do that you have no control over the outcomes, stay away from it.
That's right.
Because if I make a blanket statement, or I bundle everything together and say it's a sin, don't take it. And I know that some of you go to churches that your communion wine has alcohol. It means that I'm saying
that you shouldn't take communion wine.
So I would rather say, don't indulge in things that will cause you to lose your senses. Let me just put it lightly at that.
I like that a lot, because I'm asking this because it's become growing concern especially among young people. That's and betting. And I'm sure if we are to be speaking to stats, a lot of young people are getting into that space.
But why are you not doing it?
Well, I think it's also on moral grounds.
So.
And it's a personal decision.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. And I'm sure you representing a father figure, a lot of young people come to you. And
they haven't come yet.
Oh, really?
I'm waiting for you to come.
Like your youth ministry, like even your students?
They haven't. Interestingly, my students don't ask me questions like that. I wish they do.
Yeah.
No.
You're very open.
That's why Senam is telling you, I'm a very open-minded human being.
Exactly.
I believe in the brevity of life, and so I believe that life is supposed to be lived. Okay.
Yeah.
Life is
because
supposed to be
my
lived.
question is around betting as well. A lot of young people sadly are falling for that, and it seems nobody's talking about. It's about
so
what.
I'm waiting for them to come and ask me. When they come, we'll talk to them about it.
All right. Osofo, it's been an honor having you in studios to talk about.
I'm glad I came.
Yes.
You are fun to be with. You are amazing as well.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And I know you're going to represent for this year's Experience Conference.
At least
and I would like to see your wife as
Yeah,
well.
Belinda, I'm coming with you.
I would like to. Yeah, I like to see her. So and she's amazing for her to be able to marry you means she's a good woman.
You know, when my wedding that you didn't come, no. You know my.
That's what I'm saying. That she's done so well for her to. Let me keep quiet.
Is that what my mom was just saying? Now she understood it later.
Exactly, because you are a coursework. You are a coursework. It's more than 3 credit hours, and so.
Why are you giving my experience here? You can't wait for the sit.
No. I want an experience before experience. But you are amazing, and thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much for
I look forward
our
to
small invitation.
I'll come around.
Yes, we love it.
I'll come around. I think I'll come around for us to have discussions on entrepreneurship, job creation, and youth in entrepreneurship. I think I would love that. I would love to have a conversation that borders on stuff like that.
Well,
how we can help
in that light. There are young people who don't believe in the Ghanaian dream anymore. Who believe that they
believe in which dream?
Their destiny is somewhere tied in Oyibo land.
Okay.
As we speak, someone is willing to sacrifice everything, sell family land, and even quit their job currently just to make some small money, save enough money, and run away. What are you seeing that they are not seeing?
It's not even about sight. It's about conviction. I think you get to a place where you tell yourself that nobody can build your nation but yourself. That if you run away and leave the nation yourself, what happens to your cousins, your nephews, your nieces, your brothers, your immediate relatives as well? That conviction should be very strong on your heart as well. Foreigners cannot build our nation for us. We have to build our own nation. And that is also to say that we have to talk to our leadership as a nation, that about 60% of the population happen to be under the ages of 25, which means that they have to help every young Ghanaian to dream again. That we will be able to say that Ghana is the only nation that we have. And interestingly, wherever you go, no matter your exploits, they will still see you as a foreigner. This is your only land. So where do you want to go to? You are going to be a second-class citizen in another man's land, whereas you can be a first-class citizen in your country. Is it that we are not showing people the way, teaching them the path, helping people get established, helping people run a good race? What is it exactly that we are not helping the Ghanaian youth to do or to achieve? And leadership has to come to the place where they know that it's not so much about them anymore. When you get into a place of leadership, it's not a place of privilege, it's a place of responsibility. Any leader who feels privileged and not responsible is a fraud.
Let's take that again.
Any leader who feels privileged and not feels responsible or does not have the burden of responsibility is a fraud. You have to have the burden of the burden on your shoulders that I want to lift my people from the doldrums of despair, from the gutters of poverty, and lift them to the places of prominence. That should be your preoccupation. It is not people saluting you here and there, calling you names, honorable titles here and there. That doesn't really make you a leader. A leader is the one that after their time is done, people wail that why are you leaving us so soon? A true leader leaves a legacy, not an inheritance. And you should be thinking in that light. So the Ghanaian youth gets into a place of frustration, and if they are moving out, that is why they are moving out. That's why they are going in hand for greener pastures. They will take care of any menial job just to make a living. But can't we make their lives better here? And can't we show the way? Can't we mentor? Can't we teach? Can't we set people up? Why are we not doing all those things? And so I believe we should have responsible leadership, not just leadership. We've gotten to a place where what should be trumpeted on our streets, what should be shouted from our rooftops is responsible leadership, not leadership itself, because we've had leaders. We need responsible leadership.
Your take on Galamsey?
Galamsey, gather them and sell. It's been there with us. It's going to be with us. If government does not regulate, it's not going to stop. If government does not organize it, we will still walk in that disorder and get. But I hear people talk about let's stop galamsey, let's stop galamsey. They should stop galamsey and do what? First of all, do we have alternative solutions? Because the guy that is going to the bush is looking for a job. That's why he is there. Are we creating more jobs? I'm right. I've written a paper. I'll be done in no time. I'll get it published and I'll send you a copy. How we can get ourselves out of this mess or this menace. And one of the things that I was talking about, of course, it should be a government policy, whether you're looking at artisanal or community mining, whether you're looking at using chemicals that are not harsh on the environment, telling them that if you dig, please make sure you cover it and let's do afforestation one more time. Right. So there are so many solutions that we are preferring. So galamsey is not the gather them and sell that they were used to do. In those days, gather them and sell was not digging. I grew up in a village as well. Born in Swami, but during vacations we'll go to the village, and in my village when it rains the stream will always bring gold particles, and so we'll gather as well. And so I picked gold from streams before. I've seen gold before. And so it was there. It was not digging. Now that people are digging, going beneath the layers for it, we should start talking about, okay, let's cover, let's do afforestation. Not only that, let there be policies that direct the youth, but ultimately, let's make sure there are enough jobs created for the youth to do, because nobody will sit down and allow starvation to kill them. And so I am not going to say, it's galamsey itself, as in how they are doing it right now, is affecting our water bodies, is affecting our arable lands, is destroying our agriculture, is destroying a lot of things. And I am against it. I oppose that vehemently. However, the people that are doing it, they will claim is their source of livelihood. And what is their alternative? You're telling the person stop, but will you give the person money to feed? If you're not going to give money to feed, will you create jobs for them, so that you direct them and say that there is a textile company in your vicinity, there is this in your area, there is this, and they are paid competitively for them to be able to do that. I think now China is into cassava plantation as well. They are doing greenhouse farming and producing their own gari. It will amaze you to know that we have started bringing imported gari into Ghana as well. And so why can't we rather do it and look at the benefits of say a cassava plantation, from starch to the food that we eat to my favorite fufu and all of the things that are around it. So I think that we should come up with more innovative ideas on how we are going to stop this menace, and also help people know that there are alternatives around.
Thank you very much, man of God. But before we go, 4 messages here quick. God bless you, Papa. The name is Project 35 Graphics. And our friends on Facebook says, Papa Isaac Arthur says, I'm always inspired when I see you schooling to acquire more knowledge in spite of all your hard work schedule as a lecturer, full-time pastor. What advice do you give to young pastors who say God asks them to not to school or quit their day job to pursue their ministry?
Oh, well, that is a question I can't answer, because they are saying that the examiner or the one that gave the question is the omnipotent one. I am a frail human being. Once God said to them, I can't question it. If they were thinking, they are confused. Do I stop my job or do I keep working and pastor? I'll say keep working and pastoring. Okay. But once they are saying God spoke, if God had spoken, who am I to question it?
I love that. Thank you very much. And your closing remarks, and then final thoughts on the Experience Conference.
I will say that thank you very much, Giovani, for allowing me here. My closing remark is that Ghana is the only nation that we have. Let us not be divided by politics or religion. Let us not be divided by tribes or any other sentiment. Let us know that we are one. Whether you are from the north or the south, the east or the west, we are one people. When you leave the shores of Ghana, nobody is going to ask you your tribe. They are going to ask you your nation. Let us protect the sovereignty of our land. Let us toil like our fathers did to build this nation and make it great and strong. Let us protect our democracy. Let us walk in wisdom. Above all, your life is God's gift to you.
That's right.
What you do with your life is your gift back to God. So give a good gift back to God. Do something with your life. Make your life count. Experience is happening from the 6th to the 13th of October. It starts at 8 a.m. on Sundays, 8 a.m. on Saturdays, 6:30 p.m. on weekdays. I so look forward to seeing you. You be my guest. I want to have you here. Right. I want to have you during the experience. When you come, I'll be right out there shaking your hands, welcoming you in and chit-chatting and believing God for a miracle for you as well. And I know God is going to meet you at your point of need. God bless.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Prophet, Dr. Michael Boadi Nyamekye. He is also the host of Command Your Morning here with us, and he's the lead pastor, chief servant, big apostle at the Makers House Chapel International. We'll see you on the 6th of October. Stay with us. Up next is the news.
You can be fast,